When a large electrical motor powers up, it pulls an immense amount of electricity, often up to 4 times its normal operating current. This sudden inrush stresses the electrical network and mechanically damages the equipment. To prevent this, we use the star-delta starter method. By initially wiring the motor in a star configuration, we reduce that initial current draw to about 1/3. Once the motor gets up to speed, we switch the connection to a delta layout for normal operation. In this walkthrough, we are going to configure the hardware inside your Siemens PLC software, map out your physical inputs and outputs, and write the fail-safe logic needed to safely control the main motor contactor. Setting up this digital foundation is the necessary first step to safely automate heavy industrial machinery. This is a standard motor terminal box connected to 3 industrial switches called contactors: main, star, and delta. For this program, our focus is on the main contactor. This switch manages the primary incoming power to the system. Step 1. Open Somatic Manager and create a new project. Then go to the Insert menu, select Station, and add a Somatic 300 station. Next, we need to build the digital equivalent of our physical hardware. Open the configuration window, navigate to the Rack 300 folder, and drop in a new rail. Now we populate that rack. Take a 2 ampere power supply unit and place it into slot number 1. This provides power to the CPU and the input-output modules. Then place your CPU directly into the second slot on the virtual rack. Look closely at the physical CPU on your desk to find its exact order number. You must select the identical number from the software list. If there is a single discrepancy between the physical hardware and the digital rack you just built, the PLC will refuse to deploy the code. With the hardware set, we need to tell the software how to communicate with our input and output modules. We do this through memory mapping, which translates physical wire connections into specific digital byte ranges. This chart visualizes memory mapping. For a 32 input module starting at byte 0, the first address is I0.0, running down to I3.7. For a 16 output module starting at byte 4, the addresses span from Q4.0 through Q5.7. Open your symbol table. We will assign the tags Start to I0.0, Stop to I0.1, and Main to Q4.0. The software will automatically register these as Boolean data types, meaning they represent simple on or off states. Labeling these addresses gives you a readable program. Later, when troubleshooting on the factory floor, you will be looking at plain words instead of cross-referencing raw memory addresses with a wiring schematic. Now we can write the actual logic. Go to your Blocks folder and double-click OB1 to open the main programming environment. Open the BitLogic folder, find the SR flip-flop instruction, and drag it right onto the first network. This block uses a set input to turn an output on, and a reset input to turn it off. Above the output leg of the flip-flop, assign your main tag. This links the logic directly to the main contactor. Next, drag an open contact instruction onto the set input line and assign it the start tag. Finally, place a closed contact instruction on the reset input line and tag it with stop. Let's look at why we chose a closed contact for the stop command. Physically, a normally open switch only completes a circuit when you press it. A normally closed switch does the exact opposite. Electricity flows continuously until you press the button to break the connection. If we wire our stop button as normally closed, the PLC expects a constant, steady signal. If a wire is accidentally severed, that signal drops to 0. The PLC instantly triggers the reset condition, dropping the contactor and stopping the motor. We engineered this logic to ensure that inevitable physical failures, like a broken wire, result in a safe and immediate shutdown. With our logic complete, pushing the physical start button triggers the set condition on the flip-flop, snapping the main contactor shut to allow power through. Hitting the stop switch, or losing the physical connection entirely, triggers the reset condition, immediately releasing the contactor. You have created an exact digital twin of your hardware rack, translated physical wires into a clean symbol table, and engineered a fail-safe motor start block. Now that the main contactor logic is securely in place, we are ready to introduce automatic timers to handle the shift between the star and delta contactors. Subscribe so you don't miss the next step, and we'll finish automating this system together.